I can't believe it's them.
Welcome to the Contagion Effect Show with your hosts, Mike Ellick and Eric Mello.
What's up, Eric? We are live for our first official new broadcast on our new platform. I mean, we've played with it. We've kind of dabbled in it, but we haven't gone live on it yet. So this is the first time. Excited for our guest today. How you doing today, buddy?
Dude, I am doing awesome. That is dope, bro. That is so cool. I like that way better.
Yeah.
I like their original. I'll always like the original. That was pretty dope.
Look at that.
That was pretty dope.
Look at that. We already got one.
Oh,
Celebrate
man.
that one. Have some fun. Because the goal is we're starting from the ground and building up, right? We're hoping, guests like today, people get very interested in what he has to say, and then we can grow from there. So,
dude, so badass.
Yeah. So reminding everybody, if you're catching us, whether you're catching us on YouTube, we're on Facebook, and we're on Twitter right now. So our ultimate goal is to please follow us on YouTube, Contagion Effect. Hit that subscribe button, hit that little bell so you know when we're on.
Ding, 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 ding.
Exactly. And then we'll always post like we did for this show. We'll post who's coming up and what time we'll be going live. So I know the one thing we got to work on now is lighting, because my camera's tripping out because I'm a little too dark.
Well, let's be honest. We've never done an evening show.
No, we haven't.
Welcome to the evenings with Mike and Eric.
Exactly.
Your hotline.
All right. Since, you happen to be a trucker and our guest is a trucker, right? I mean, he's a little more than a trucker. He's
big trucker.
He's trying to be a trucker influencer, right? I mean,
he is I would definitely throw him in that influencer category.
Right.
For sure.
I know his TikTok's blowing up. This guy's been working. I don't even know when he sleeps.
Dude, the guy was in the hospital last night, bro. Yeah. Like legit in the hospital.
We need to talk about that.
And I mean, yeah, in the hospital, but yet here he is.
All right. So with no further wait, you want to bring him on?
Ladies and gentlemen, Eric Villette.
There you go. Woo!
Eric Villette, welcome.
What's going on, Eric?
Dude, that was hot.
Dude, was that not dope? I didn't even know about that little, hey.
That was dope.
That was pretty cool. Hey, welcome.
Kind of jealous.
Well, listen, I got a guy. He can take care. Yeah, no. Hey, we've been friends for a cool minute here, and just watching you and watching again, like Mike said, the influence that you've had over the course of the last, for me, 6 months. I know that. We'll just jump right into it. The Frenchie's Truck Jamboree, which is going to be held in Red Bluff this year at the fairgrounds, and throughout the town of Red Bluff as the parade on Saturday night. Right, that's dope. There's so much to get to. I just want to jump into everything, but I got to kind of categorize this here.
Yeah, because Eric we can put a row of questions, and he'll go, instead of asking, we try to do chronological, and he'll go from
not at all
question number 2 to question number 12.
Yeah,
even though we don't have, we didn't write that many down.
And this is cool because you flash us up here, and dude, I'm looking at these trucks that are going to be there, and they're.
Dude,
listen,
this is only a small part, bro.
And you've got a couple that aren't even on here that just got confirmed. Bro, they're just gorgeous.
We'll have more. So as we talk about trucks a little more, I'll pop up some more trucks that I pulled off of Eric's Facebook. And
yeah, I mean, there's some, and there's some big names in the trucking industry that are coming out. I mean, we're talking Michigan, Iowa, Indiana, Louisiana, Tennessee. We're talking. Dude, tell me you're not shipping a truck from Hawaii over for this thing.
Yeah.
Is that the farthest?
Yeah, Hawaii definitely is the farthest.
It's a freaking ocean.
I thought I heard somebody international, but that's why I was asking.
At this point, they're coming from everywhere. I mean, it's hard to say. It's really hard to say. Last year I was a lot better on posting every single day who was, registering, but it's so crazy this year with everything we manage and everything we have going on that we're just we're throwing different surprises out every day and just trying to keep things.
So real quick,
going.
since you brought up Hammer Lane Mafia, right?
Yes, sir.
Go there, subscribe, like, share, enjoy the content because there's tons of content every day.
Yep.
We're also talking Little Truckers apparel, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Little Truckers
Revamp,
apparel.
renew, and do like cool. Just listen. Every kid wants to be a truck driver, right? Every kid. But here you go, right there. Exactly. You get the shirt. Tell us a little bit about what you got there.
So we actually just updated the Facebook page, Little Truckers Apparel. We redid our designs. We actually added to them. They're pretty awesome. Cool part about the shirt is it comes with a pack of washable markers. So literally,
that's pretty badass.
That is awesome.
You can color the truck and mom, dad wash it, and you can redo it again as many times as you want.
That is dope.
It's pretty awesome. It's funny because I had a guy call me the other night and he goes, the only thing that's funny and crazy about that whole situation is you're never going to get the shirt off the kid because once they color it, they're not going to want to take it off.
Yeah. Is there a way is there a way to keep that color on there?
Unfortunately, it's washable.
Other than not washing it, basically, right?
But we're offering some cool things through our site where once our website goes up, which it's about to, it's going to be linked to Hammerland Mafia for a while. It's just going to be a section on the page where you can go to Little Truckers Apparel and link in and buy too.
Yeah.
That should be live in a couple days. The online store on Facebook is live now.
All right.
We're still making some changes, but the cool thing about it is you'll be able to send over a custom picture or a picture of your own truck or
that's dope.
And we'll design it for you.
So you don't have to have deep pockets or you don't have to be an influencer on Instagram or social media to get your truck on your picture. Or get your picture on a t-shirt.
So are you guys doing like once you get that picture, you're kind of cartooning it or how you see a lot of, all right.
Yeah. We blackline it.
That's
so we
pretty
basically
sick.
Blackline the design, cartoon it a little bit, make it, a little cooler, more kid-like. And,
Dope.
just the fact that, he'll be able to, or she'll be able to wear it and represent their parent and, have it colored the way they want. So
that's awesome. Yeah, for sure.
It's exciting.
Second annual Frenchie's Truck Jamboree, May 20th through the weekend. You're setting up on Thursday, opens the Friday morning-ish, right? No, 4 o'clock Friday, open to the public.
Everybody piles in, usually starts piling in Thursday. And then, Friday was kind of an all for all day.
Entertainment-wise, what do you got going entertainment-wise?
So right now, Liberty Junction Band, we have the Lance Michael Cornwell Band coming. There is some.
He wants to drop it so bad. We talked before the show. He wants to drop it yet. Yeah.
There's some talk about some artists.
Yeah.
I can't say a word about yet. We're still waiting for that. But as far as that goes, full beer garden, VIP beer garden. We are setting up a VIP lounge this year.
That's cool.
Pretty cool. Barbecue, lots of food, and we're doing a movie theater at night. We'll have our light shows as always. We're gonna have a tattoo parlor, which nobody's ever had at a truck show.
Oh boy!
So I'm gonna have 4 or 5 tattoo artists going all day, all night.
I'll tell you what. The one thing I went to Souza's truck show that they had in Merced last year, and it was 101 degrees. Me and my cousin were walking around. We're like, "Oh yeah, cool."
I was there.
I know that there was a lot of people there. We talked about your truck being there in the parking lot, but I was like, the one thing, we had something going on that night with the wife, and I'm like, oh man, to see those trucks at night. I mean, you can go out here to the freeway and the highway and see trucks coming down the road and you got the chicken lights and you got everything up, but there's just something to see, like, dude, just the gleam off the chrome, the way it shines. And the it's just not a light, right? Like there's different styles of lights and just the way that it glistens and pops, and it's just like, yes, I'm 47 years old and I get excited about freaking lights on the truck because it takes me back to when I was a kid. It's just something at night about trucks, man. It's just so badass.
Yeah, and it's everything from glass to dual revolution lights and standard lights. I mean, we have it all. We see it all. It's wild. It's definitely wild. So
to get to this point though, there had to be a beginning and there had to be a story to get to that beginning. So talk a little bit about how you got to the beginning, and just kind of go from there.
Yeah, it kind of came back when I first started driving. Like we had talked about before. I drove Renee's truck as the first truck I ever drove.
Didn't even know it, right? Didn't even know at the time.
So, and
no, I had no idea who he was.
Just to catch everybody up on who Renee is, right? And what the importance of somebody like him is to Frenchies, because he is Frenchy, right?
Yep. So Frenchie's, Renee LaChance, they call him Frenchie. He's known as Frenchie. His grandfather had Frenchie's Motor Services. And so in his honor, Renee always, went by Frenchie's or Frenchie. So everybody got to know who he was based off of that. And Renee was injured in a pretty horrific accident. And then a couple of years later, a second accident that's, basically put him in a wheelchair. So, he deals with a lot. And unfortunately in today's society, you could be short $150 of making too much of what it takes to get insurance and coverage. And that's kind of where he's at. So we do this to help him take care of, what it takes every day to live and survive. Cause he pays for all of it out of his pocket. Yeah. So, our last show, we were able to get him through about 6.5 months. This year, we'd like to try to get him through a full year.
Wow.
So, yeah. So basically, it started with me driving his truck, and my buddies, were all telling me whose truck it was. I had absolutely no idea who he was at that point. COVID came along. I ended up having to find a flatbed position or find a position because the company I was running for was closing down. It just so happened that the number that I had got was some people that have been in Renee's life for quite some time. And I still didn't know it at that point. They were asking me what my background was, and I explained to him what truck I had been driving and how I was driving basically a California Legends truck. I had no idea who he was. And within about 10 minutes, he was calling me back and introducing me to Renee. And
wow, nice.
That was kind of the, on point of our relationship. I found out how close he lived to me. He was only about 10 minutes down the road. And so I started going and seeing him and connecting with him. And I had Hammerland Mafia. So Hammerland Mafia has been around for a couple of years. And I talked about wanting to put on a truck show. And one of my good buddies was basically like, yeah, right. I'm like, no, I'm really going to do this. And he's like, yeah, we'll see. It was kind of one of those, yeah, we'll see if you pull it off.
Have like said, your family come in and bring their trucks in, and that's it, right?
Well, when I started, I was picturing a 50 or 60 truck show.
Yeah.
Who would have ever known? I would have never thought that it would have ever gone the way it went. And I thank everybody that's involved and everybody that's been part of this crazy road, because if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have a show.
Yeah.
Right.
And so it started out kind of with a bet, and next thing I know, the numbers are getting crazy and everything's getting crazy, and show day comes around, and we got 300 plus trucks and 7,000 people, and I'm pulling my hair out. So it kind of just started with, hey, let's see if you can do it. And, it did well. It did well. And, so here we are in the journey of continuing the show and continuing doing what we can do. And we're going to keep building it and continue to build it. So
the second year is upon us. And I feel like, because obviously we talk, every other day or we talk often, we'll say.
Yeah.
And you have a couple photographers coming out, 10-4 magazine.
Large Car Magazine.
Yeah.
Yep. Chad Violet's coming out.
Yeah. I was looking at some of his stuff, and man, just the vision, and I am by no means a professional photographer, right? But I do like take a picture, I'll edit it up. But you look at some of his pictures and it's like, man, like didn't see that there. Didn't see that. And it's amazing what Chad does. I've been trying to follow some stuff, and every chance I get, I see it. I got, here on Facebook or on Instagram, and I'll send a like and request, and like, well, who are you? I'm like, oh, well, like I'm friends with Eric. And so I'm like, I'm helping promote Frenchies, because I believe in what you are doing and what the trucking community can do. Beside, obviously you're raising money for Mr. LaChance, and this is something that you're passionate about. How did you get into trucking? Like why did you decide to be a truck driver?
I had been in sales and marketing most of my life, and I got into selling heavy equipment, and I started, loading tractors and getting everything set up on low boys, and started piloting, the rigs I was selling out to the job sites, and it just kind of fell into place that I enjoyed it a lot more than I did sales. And so I decided to take a jump and change my career, and I jumped into driving truck, and, Steve Wilbur kind of, really helped me get going in what I am doing today in trucking. And, I gave up on all sales. I gave up on everything for a while. I was like, I'm not doing any of this anymore. And then all of a sudden the show comes into place, and now I'm selling and trucking.
Yeah.
So,
right.
There you go. Now you're selling a whole different product too.
It's crazy. I mean, it's changed my life. Steve Wilbur's changed my life. I mean, everybody that I've gotten to meet and get involved with in the trucking industry has changed my life. Steve Wilbur, my partner in Hammerlane Mafia, we have done a lot of things with it, and, we've built a lot for the show based off of it. And if it wasn't for that, my trucking game would probably be a lot different. But it's definitely cool. I mean, I never thought I'd be as far as I am today, as quick as I am. So.
Well, you always shared with me you have a goal for the year. You have a goal. You have an end game for the year. I do. And $1 million. $1
million.
Right. And I think the way that you're going, and the passion and the drive that you have, and the multiple facets of income, dude, I think you're on your way, bro. I really do.
And for me, it's not even about the money. It's not even about, for me, it's more about helping people and working with people. I don't even care about the money. I'm still going to be the same old guy that wears my cutoff jean shorts and my button-up shirt to a meeting. That's just who I am. I like to help others. I've learned a lot of that from, when I went to work with Steve. He really took me into the life of brotherhood and kind of living that really hardcore, honest life, and, just not caring, about, how do I put it? Not caring about the vision of what everybody else sees. You could be a millionaire, but drive a 1978 Ford F-100 and take care of everybody around you, and that's who I want to be. I don't want to be that guy that's, in a Lamborghini and in a multi-million-dollar mansion and, not caring about anybody else. I want to be that guy that's out there helping everybody and continuing to grow the industry and work with the industry and move on.
Hey, Sam Walton, who created, Walmart. He drove an old Ford pickup. If you go to their visitor center in Arkansas, it's actually in there. And there's a story about him actually crashing it, and he didn't want to tell his wife because he didn't want to pay for the repairs and didn't want to get in trouble. Awesome. And we're talking when he was in the heart of Walmart, and Walmart's making, billions of dollars. And he, right before he passed away, like he was driving an old Ford pickup, and that guy could have bought anything. Yeah. No,
that was my father. My father had a really large franchise auto body shop. My dad drove a 1976 Ford F-100 till he was 47 years old. Didn't buy a new truck until, he was almost 50 years old. So, I grew up living that industry. When we went camping and we went on vacation, we had a 1990, or actually it was 1989 Ford, camper that my dad repainted and made nice inside. And, everybody else is rolling up in their brand new Weekend Warriors, and us kids are, 16 or 17 going, what the heck, Dad? Why are we in this old lump? And, my dad's going, well, it gets you out here, gets you on the water, gets you doing things right.
There you go.
Jeff Bezos drives a Honda Accord.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Right? I remember there was an interview with him on that.
I bet Elon drives a Tesla.
Elon Musk actually drives a McLaren F1.
Oh.
So
what a letdown. What a letdown.
Total. Right.
The biggest thing I get a kick out of is being in the trucking industry, doing as much as I do in the trucking industry, and I've built this whole entire thing out of a Volvo. So,
a Volvo. Well, hey, it was funny because you posted on Frenchie's Truck Jamboree on the Facebook page. You said, "Hey, post up your truck. Post up your truck. Here's all these big old 359 P's and all these just beautiful, beautiful trucks." And I post up my yard goat, right?
Yeah,
My yard spotter, trailer spotter, whatever you want to call it, right? I'm like, hey, come on, man, the Calmar, throw some love.
That thing trips me out, the fact that you can reach behind and just hook up to a trailer without moving, really.
Oh, it's a trip.
Those things are crazy. Those things are crazy. They're fun.
It's nuts, dude. You can do if you hit it right. We have one spot where they just put concrete down last year, so it's a little glassy or a little glossy. I should say, not glassy. You can do a 360. I'm just saying. that you can do a 360 with a little bit of water down on the ground there.
But we don't know nothing about
allegedly is what I've heard. That's what the boys have told me.
You better cut that video out. You better cut that video out.
We've had to do that before when you mentioned where he worked and doing a live video. We're not going to be able to cut.
It was like 45 minutes. Mike's like, dude, please don't say that name no more. Please don't say that.
I mean, he said it like 3 or 4 times, so I had to go edit and put bleeps over all the times.
Hey, you know what?
Trouble.
Hey, it is what it is.
I have a quick question. So we know how you got into trucking. What interests me, obviously I'm the guy that's not a trucker, but the part that interests me is your speed course into social media and that whole world, right? So did that start after the first truck show or during the first truck show, or did you?
I've been doing social media a lot of my life. I mean,
okay.
I used to be in the solar industry before equipment, and I was doing funneling. I don't know if you ever heard of Facebook funneling, but I was pretty big in the beginning of Facebook funneling, and I had probably 3,000 or 4,000 groups that I was part of, and Jeez. I would funnel through them every single day. And it got to the point where I did so much on Facebook before Facebook had business management that I woke up one day and my page was wiped out, like completely wiped out. I couldn't even recover it, wiped out. And I always laugh because I figured, that was right before the business side of it came, and they went, "Oh man, this guy made way too much money off Facebook. We're not letting him play anymore." Yeah,
so, they don't like people using their tools better than they do.
Exactly. So, I kind of have been in the social media game for a while, but everything has been pretty new to me as far as like Instagram and TikTok and all that. It's fairly new. I mean, I've only had a TikTok a month, but I'm having fun with it. It's about content, it's just post and keep things going.
Ask Eric about his lives sometime.
I know I go on with him.
Nuts.
He just yells at people, "Why the hell are you on here?"
Yeah, why you on? Yeah, my TikTok is kind of nuts. It is.
And he had like would you have one with 3,000 views?
I had, and what's funny is when it depends on where I'm at the yard. I'm really close to the Bay Area on the backside. I'll get like 200 or 300 people that are following. I'm like, why are you following? Like, you're not. Listen, welcome to the shit show. You're not going to learn anything. It's not educational.
That's
it's only
not
for
about our podcast for those that are joining right now.
Yeah, no, we're talking about my TikTok. That is just for me to watch you guys, see how many people come on, and see what kind of connection I get. And I'm like, all right, click, and I'll click off. I mean, I'll click on and off a live like probably 5 or 6 times, especially when I was going to King City to Tracy and back. That was like right through San Jose and going through Salinas. It was like a pop of people, and then boom, you go through Gonzales.
I watch it.
Yeah, no, I was trying to get. Yeah, well, you jumped on a couple of different times with me, but yeah.
So speaking of TikTok, right? That's the newest of them all. So you're at Truck Around and Find Out, right? Truck Around, Find Out.
Actually, on TikTok now, because so many people didn't know who I was. It's Hammerlane Mafia Eric.
It is Hammerlane Mafia Eric?
Yep.
Okay.
Hammerlane Mafia Eric. So everything's under Hammerlane Mafia Eric except for our YouTube channel.
You got to update your Facebook. Update your Facebook. I'm looking at it right now. It's all good. It's all good.
We did it because I'd be talking to so many people.
Makes sense.
It actually started with Jacob Bonham, Hater Made, because they all know who I am, but they'd be live on their dinners and stuff, and I'm over here screwing around with them, going, "What's up, bro? You coming to the West Coast? What are you doing?" And I could see him going,
"What are you doing?
Who is you? Who's this guy trying to get on my TikTok?
Who is this guy?
Hey, who's this guy? Why does this guy didn't even know my name?"
So I switched everything back to Hammerlane Eric, because now they're like, what's up?
Oh, is that guy there? Hey, Rick, what's happening, Rick? Rick says hello, Rick. Real quick, Eric, Matt Strotzman. He's a tanker division. Has he reached out at all?
I have not heard from him.
Okay.
Yet, no.
Okay.
But we do have a lot of tankers coming. My show manager, he actually works over at Westmark. So
here in
there's a
Turlock?
lot. Yep, they're in Turlock.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of tanks coming.
Dude, we're so close. Like we
the
have
old owner of Westmark actually is a football coach here in Houston.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
My wife used to take care of their AT&T account back in the day.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So yeah, I mean, honestly, the show has a lot of moving parts behind it and a lot of moving people behind it. You know, Gary Jones, Jacob Bonham, Mitchell Bottomley, CG Souza, Tim Four, Phil Miller. I mean, I could just go on and on and on and name the list of trucks and people that throw it out and help us and, you know, keep us moving. Well, contagion effect. No, definitely. We're all, but you know, I'm just talking on the truck side.
Yeah,
no, 100%. No, 100%. Contagion effect's huge. You know,
well,
we do with you guys.
My 2019 Dodge Ram. Oh wait, do they call it Dodge Ram anymore, or just Ram? My Eco Diesel.
Yeah.
I'm rolling everything deep, bro.
Exactly.
So with that, we'll show a couple of the trucks.
Oh,
here and
dude, I'm telling you, man.
Let you. Whoops. Let me change that up right there.
There it is.
You got Arachi's trucks up there in the corner. We got, you know, and that's Arachi's in the bottom corner as well. They got a lot of nice trucks. That truck in the top's Troy's Tri-State Troy.
So sick.
Yeah, that's
both EFIS. So
I love that blue one. That blue one is that thing is,
dude.
Yeah, that's Hater Made, Jacob
That's
Bonham.
the dude.
So you're gonna see a whole different truck though when it comes out.
That's what you're saying. You're saying that was
what he painted?
Yeah, he's pulling reefer now. So he's made some changes, and you'll get to see it at the show. It's gonna be crazy.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's definitely a pretty wicked truck. So.
It looks sick in that picture. And I think you just posted a picture of it today, about an hour ago.
Yep, his new shirt.
Yep. So we'll have to update that as well.
Yep.
Someone may have put the order.
Eric was the first one. He was like, "Boom, done."
I saw that. I'm like, click it. No, I had to.
We just released Gary Jones, SPP Trucking, and Jacob with Hater Made. Everybody knows both those trucks. We got the honor to put them on the Hammerlane Mafia shirts, and we were pretty excited about being able to do that. And yeah, it's already going crazy. My wife said it's like ding, 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 ding on the website. So
I can only imagine. Dude.
That's
cool.
Awesome.
You know, we're excited to be able to do that, and you know, the big thing about our company is working with working trucks. You know, it's trucks that are on the road. We got big plans. The wine trucks are going to be next in the list.
Those guys.
The wine trucks.
No. These guys, Mikey.
What?
So
North Coast
whenever
wine.
West Coast. So
North Coast wine, man.
North Coast. I think I said West Coast. I meant North Coast. Hey, so when you eventually buy your vineyard that you were talking about and create your wine, and you said, "Hey, I'm going to buy you a truck." Dude, these trucks, this is what you would model it after. I mean,
but they just carry the juice, right?
Yeah, we can buy a van. You can buy me a van. I mean, you can drive me a drive. You can buy me a dry van, and I'll deliver it. I'll go get the juice. We'll make it. We'll box it.
I need the grapes.
So you know,
that flatbed.
They're actually building a dry van right now too. That's pretty crazy.
Oh, I can imagine, dude. No, these things are sick.
Yeah, they're coming to the show,
sick, dude.
So
yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead.
They're coming.
Yeah, they're
bringing their 3.
For sure. Well, they're bringing all their tankers, and then they're going to bring out their new van.
They're bringing out the new van. Okay, gotcha. Understand.
Yeah, so they'll have some nice stuff out there. You know, there's a lot of antiques coming. Radco will be out there as always. There's probably 25 cab overs right now from all over
That's
the place.
the division. That's the old school right there.
Yeah.
That shit, because you don't see them on the road anymore. Nobody wants to drive it. But that's that. I mean, to me, I would say that's where the money is, because you can't go out and get a piece.
Yep.
You know, they're just not readily available.
Well,
you know?
they always say first on scene.
Yeah.
That's what we call.
They always got an interesting look. So for me.
Yeah. Yep, we got a group of 1953 Peterbilts coming out from Idaho.
Whoa!
Telling you, dude, if you miss out on this, you're missing out.
Yep, JDT will be down. You know, they'll be bringing the King, and James will be bringing all his cool custom built trucks, and So I mean, there's just stuff coming from all over the place, man. And you know, we love, you know, Gus Holstein brings out his 359. It's a beautiful truck. Just people come from all over the place, man. You know, and it's incredible what we see out there. I mean, everything from new school to old school to custom to anything and everything you could think of.
Yeah.
You know?
So we've talked about what you're doing now. We've talked about how you got to this point. We've talked about the future and stuff like that. Who's Eric Villette? Like, who is he? How did he become this
tough
kid?
Now it's time for the tough question.
Yeah, no. Because we have to.
Man.
This is the middle part of what we do. We've always talked about we listen. We will pump you up, but we're going to tear your ass back down, and then we're going to pump you back up. Yeah, we're going to build you back up the right way.
But we're going to ask this question, listen to you, and then go to our sponsor after that. So
absolutely,
no, you're good. No, you're good. I appreciate that. You know, so I. You know, Eric Villette is definitely an interesting character.
Yeah,
to say the least.
Yeah,
I'll tell you what. I started out as a troublemaker. I started out getting in trouble. I definitely have been through a life and you know, made a lot of mistakes and you know, drug my name through the dirt. Personally, drug my name through the dirt. And you know, they say you can build a name and it takes you a year to build a name. It takes you a day to ruin it. And, you know, I went through that. I definitely went through that. And when I finally, it took me, unfortunately, losing the kid to pull my head out of my ass. But when that finally happened and I finally moved forward, sorry, I didn't mean to cuss.
You're good.
When I finally moved forward, you know, and realized what I needed to do and what I needed to keep my life together and, you know, got married to a wonderful wife that I've been with now for 10 years. And,
congrats.
And she keeps me on track and, you know, took me meeting the right people to be involved with to, you know, kind of teach me the brotherhood of life and just kind of putting my past behind me and moving forward and doing people right and taking care of business right. And, you know, never overpromise, never try to do something that you can't do.
It's okay to say no.
It's so hard to answer, but you
Yeah.
know, it's just I've been through a lot. I've made a lot of changes in my life, and here I am today, based off of the people that I surround myself with.
Yeah.
You know,
seems to be a thing for our show. Like we love people who started off in trouble and now look what they're doing.
Yeah, and well, that's what exactly, and we've talked about that before. It's not what you're doing now. It's like, okay, that's cool and great. It's all, you know, sunshine and roses. But what got you that point? Like you said, you're a troublemaker. Like, hey, dude, we all spent time in the principal's office, and we all got our butt spanked and stuff like that. I mean, we've had Coach Marzano, who was award of the state.
Yeah,
like he literally was
told him go to the military, otherwise you're going somewhere else.
Yeah, right. And so I appreciate you opening up. I appreciate you going there.
Thanks for the love, John. By the way,
yeah.
And there's a lot. You'd be surprised how many successful truckers have had the past that we've all had. I mean, I had that conversation with one the other day, you know, who did time and now they're very successful. And it's the life we live. You know, you screw up, you make mistakes, but they say you surround yourself around the people you want to be. Yeah. And that's what I do, you know? Yep. Yeah.
So we both have a friend, Brandon Balderas, right down in SoCal. And I love
Barachos.
Yeah, barachosapparels.com. Go figure. Yeah, I got a couple of his shirts too coming on. He does his little peach thing, and it's awesome, and he's entertaining. And I kind of got into some things with him, and I when he was going through his situation, and a couple of his buddies were friends with a guy that lived up here. He did commodities, and he passed away suddenly of a heart attack. Right, and he was from Oak Escalon and coached here. So this trucking thing, this beard thing, it's funny how it encompasses everybody, right? From every different aspect. You know, Rick, Into Designs 209, he does masks for beards. He got me hooked up with this beard group that we went on and we did an YouTube live,
Bearded
right?
Pack. Yeah,
the Bearded Pack, right? Love those guys.
So you
absolutely
grow your
amazing.
Stuff out and we can get you on there too.
Yeah.
So for John Paul had his stuff gone. So.
Yeah, Teddy Ruxpin.
Yeah.
So no, my point, and I'll bring my story to a close. Is it's funny how everyone who goes through something just realizes like it's not the end of the road. And for men, because we're like, I'm a man and I can't show my emotion. The F you can't, right?
Right.
I don't have a problem being sensitive and like being emotional and sharing stories with people because somebody's going through something.
Right.
Everyone's going through something. We just don't know it, right? Some people tend to keep to themselves. Some people want to open up and have a podcast and talk about it, right? And that's okay because this is my therapy. I say it every single episode. This is my therapy. So I appreciate you coming on. I appreciate you talking about things. I remember one night you and I were talking back in December. I was driving down 880. I had to get off on 237. I missed my exit. I ended up getting into San Jose, turned back around. I literally stopped when I got to the store and I called Mike. I'm like, dude, I'm exhausted, bro.
Trucker Tourette's.
Yeah. Like I'm exhausted. He's like, why? I go, dude, I just got off the phone with this guy. I go, he's got this truck show. He started this. And I'm like, dude is full of energy and it's awesome, dude. And it's awesome that you have a story like that and you get to this point and it's successful but you're hungry and you want to keep it going. And that's why you're on here with us because we believe that everyone has a purpose. And I actually think your truck show may be a higher purpose for someone else.
Yeah, no, definitely. And you'd laugh because you wonder, how much time I have in the day, but we're still continuing to do even more. I don't know if you guys followed that whole incident this week with the bullying and the 12-year-old and everything that was going on. Have you guys seen much about that?
Yeah,
No,
we talked about that. Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty sad deal. And, so we're actually working on adding even more, and we're starting a Truckers Against Bullying Foundation. Working with some guys pretty big in the industry, and we're going to continue to build more and continue to add on to what we already have going. And, just kind of showing people, hey, we've been through it. We've dealt with it. We've done it, and you need to learn from it and understand what it does to people because it'll, a 12-year-old, you ruin a 12-year-old's life to the point of him doing what he did. And we sit back now and I go, man, if I would have knew what I knew now back then, you would never think the same way. And
if you bully someone, you're an asshole.
True.
If you bully
point,
someone, you're an asshole.
Hey, shout out to your wife Alicia for just loving the live right now. So.
Oh yeah, for sure. So I try to get sleep at night, but I don't know. I just love the industry and the people that are involved in it, and so we just try to keep things rolling.
You didn't get to the part when I set you up for who's Eric Villette. How many kids you got? You gotta try, bro.
We gotta pay some bills after this.
All
right, so let's come back to that. We're gonna go see our sponsor real quick, and we'll come back to that and address that. Since we just got some love, you just got some love from your wife on here. So, all right, let's go to our sponsor.
Cool.
Now for our sponsor, Tamara Pulido with the Finance Group, where they're creating a future where everyone has access to the loan and home they love. Whether you're a veteran, law enforcement, a first-time home buyer, you're up or downsizing, or even if you need to just refinance, our community deserves proficiency and expertise. Better rates, faster close, welcome home. Tamara Pulido, NMLS 1655776. Again, that's Tamara Pulido, and her phone number is 209-204-3795. All right, we're back. So let's talk about 7 kids.
The tribe.
Yeah, so with the wife that I'm with now, we have 5. So, and then I have 2 more that are out in Oregon. So, it's crazy. My house is a war zone. There's always somebody riding a hoverboard into the wall or throwing a toy at another, or it never ends.
Hey, I've only heard them like once or twice, so I'm pretty impressed. Are they all locked up right now and tied up or something? Or
no, I actually, those Velcro walls. Those Velcro walls in the
with
back,
their face to it, so they can't make any noise.
At least you just said 7 plus 1 big kid. Yeah, true, right?
Yeah, probably.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So I always have to go through and tie them up and
That's funny.
duct tape their mouths. The funny part. So we podcast. We have a podcast on Hammerland Mafia Incorporated as well, Mondays and Friday nights, and we'll have to do a reverse and bring you guys on there.
Oh,
there you go.
I'm down.
Exactly.
So yeah, when I'm at home on Fridays, I have to threaten them. Hey, if I hear one word, you're sleeping outside with the dogs. So
well, speaking of dogs.
Yeah, mine are locked up because because Paparazzi just left. We call my wife Paparazzi. So Paparazzi just left. So the dogs for right now are in their kennels because otherwise they'd be trying to scratch at the door, trying to go outside in the middle of the show. And
we can hear you, Dad. What's going on?
Once we turn this table, unfortunately, the way we're set, like you could see my wife walking up and down earlier.
It's beautiful.
She had to take off to a meeting, but once we get our new setup, yeah. Hey.
So yeah. The kids are the kids, man. My wife stands behind me on everything I do, and she's a big part of the show. She was the first show we actually did that 100% by ourselves. So it was a nightmare. Most of our volunteers came in at the end, but she kept it alive and kept it rolling. And
nice.
This show, she's doing all the paperwork and all the backroom logistics of it. Ryan Piana's my show manager, and he's helping out with a lot of things, and Gary Jones and Jacob Bonham and, all those guys have been really big influences with the show and helping, draw the attention and attract the people that they have been attracting. But it takes a huge circle, Steve Wilbur.
Yeah.
I remember going to Steve Wilbur when I put on the first show and said, "Hey, I'm going to put this first show on. What do you think about sponsoring it?" And he said, "However much it takes, let me know. Let's do it." And
so Steve Wilbur is the owner of Commodity Transporters, which is out of Turlock, California.
Correct. So he owns Commodity Transporters, CT Logistics, Cal West Commodities, Ron Lawrence Transportation, and he's part owner of Cox Transportation as well.
Cox and Cox, that's the fuel tankers, right?
No, Cox and Cox is reefers. They run out
Cox
of Montana.
is Cox. One cock is the tanker, is the fuel tanker. But yeah, the freight.
Make sure that's an X at the end.
Kevin Cox,
it's an X.
Hey, it didn't sound like an X, but it's all good.
So, he's got a lot. He's business partners in a lot of stuff, and he's got a lot of stuff going on. And he's an impressive person. He's lived life too, and his new toy, he's getting in a tractor pulling, and so
yeah. So actually, there's a few things that we could talk about. We'll probably talk off air first. Just because it was brought to my attention before I came on by my sister, who is...
you may not want to talk about all that.
Yeah, we'll wait. We'll talk off there first.
Yeah, you can
listen, I apologize
Did
for
I
that.
just make you speechless?
Yeah, because we're dropping the ball, Eric.
There you go.
We're dropping the ball. You want to know why,
Hit
right?
the brakes.
Yeah.
There you go.
Hit the brakes, back it up, reset.
Do it again.
Dude, why are we haven't even talked about badass Brody? Bodie.
Oh, badass Bodie. Dude.
Badass Bodie, bro.
That is badass Bodie.
Oh my gosh. Hey, the ultimate sidekick, dude.
He's the road dog. He's my main pin that rides with me in my truck.
Badass. Legit.
He's got a gangster lean.
I should have got the picture of him.
Yeah, he's pretty funny, man. He's a good dog.
Awesome.
I didn't bring a dog with me, dude. For the first couple of years, I didn't care. I never brought a dog with me and never did.
Well, there's logistics in it, right?
Yeah, I sit back now and I think to myself, man, having my dog with me makes trucking so much smoother now. And
yeah,
I don't know. Of course, you're kind of that weirdo that's going down the road talking to your dog, and people are looking at you like, "What are you doing?"
At least you got a dog to talk to instead of the freaking empty seat, right?
Exactly. So he's cool. He figured out though now that the front seat's his. So if I ever try to put him away when we're rolling down the road, he just doesn't stop barking at me.
Nah.
He yells at me the whole time.
Going through the scale, bro. Like that's got to be something cool too. Like, hey, bro, what's up, man? Hey. Huh?
He does too. He has that head lean, that little gangster lean.
Yeah.
That he
Well,
does.
I think we all do, right? As truckers, we're like, oh, shit, we're going through the scale. Don't look. I never got that. Don't look at the scale house, dude. Dude. Deuces, Salinas, what's up?
I always screw around. I always tell whenever I take my kids trucking with me, I always go, "Hey, number one rule to be in my truck: when you go through the scales, you don't look at the cop.
Yeah. See, that's what I'm saying.
My daughter goes through and she's like this. I'm like, what are you doing? She's like, you told me don't look at the cop. I was like, yeah, no, they know.
My dad, when they were just driving down the road in a regular car, if a cop got behind him, my kids all gasped there, like, don't breathe, don't say a word, don't do anything. There's a cop behind us. Yeah, which is hilarious.
So funny because that's the thing. Like I give Gilroy the deuces. What's up, bro?
Yeah. So when I go through the scales, they take pictures of you. That's the big thing about Oregon and Washington.
Oh, right.
So
right. Timestamp.
My buddies always laugh at me because every time I go through the scale and the picture comes up, I'm like,
right. And
it's like a roller coaster ride.
They probably laugh at me because every time I go through there, I'm like, hey,
hey, everybody.
Yeah,
you should do this like you're going downhill.
Yeah. Then they'll probably end up pulling me in.
Yeah, right. Oh yeah, circle the building, door 2, driver. Circle the building. Only if we knew what Bodie is thinking when you're talking to him. Yeah, Alicia. Only if we knew what Bodie was thinking.
Well, I kind of wonder the same thing.
Yeah,
because he looks at me all day funny.
I'll tell you what he's thinking. He's
probably thinking I'm crazy because I'm always yelling and
is
singing.
he gonna let me out of here? Oh, you got trucker Tourette's too?
No, it's a thing, Mike. Bro, it is a trucker Tourette's is a thing.
I only hear one point of view, so I haven't heard him say he has trucker Tourette's yet.
No, it's a thing.
I have fun with it. I find myself all the time talking and
I'm messing with Eric
where I'm going, and but it's true. I mean, Brandon Balderas, he's great at
that guy. So he has a friend down there. Brandon has a friend down there, the sick one. It's the 3 sick one, and dude, the banjo with the air hose and not the banjo, but the whatever the hell that thing's called, and like they just have fun.
Well, that's the whole point about it.
You have to, right? You have to. I mean,
I always joke around because we always talk about if we make it, we're just going to go do Jackass all day.
Yeah. Well, you had a story about going
retiring. They need replacements.
Is that what this last show's about?
Yeah. Well, I mean, look at them all. They're all gray now, and they're all beat up.
Yeah.
That's the plan. You know that TikTok going around, the Ford Ranger.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Ford Ranger.
Yeah. We're gonna go buy a Ford Ranger, dude, and just jump it and hit trees and do all sorts of stuff with it and make Ford Ranger videos.
Ford Ranger.
Well, Eric also has a bit. Well, it's not a bit, but he had talked about doing truck stop interviews, right? Like going into the truck stop.
Would be awesome.
Yeah, he talked about. I'm like, oh my god.
And you live it more. Cameras. I can only imagine what that would be like.
I've gotten to do a couple so far. I've done a couple videos on Truck Around Find Out YouTube channel. But it's just getting started. Things are so busy. But I was waiting on some new cameras that are coming in. But we are going to start doing truck stop interviews and
truck stop.
That's cool.
Well, you did a cab over the other day, which was dope, bro.
Yeah, that thing went. It went 5 million on social media like Facebook and YouTube, and then I just checked on TikTok last night, and it was 40,000 shares.
Bro, why are you letting us down right now? We don't have all those views. Yeah. You're letting us down. You didn't bring that whole following.
We do appreciate Bonnie Bailey watching, though.
Yes, Bonnie Bailey. You know who that is, right?
No.
That is one of our guests' mother. One of our awesome guests, Nino.
Oh, hi, Bonnie. Welcome.
Thank you for the support, Bonnie.
Yes. And Alicia, thank you. We appreciate you guys. Rick, same
everybody watching.
Yeah.
Everybody watching. We appreciate everybody.
Yeah. Questions? Anybody's got any questions or anything, just type them in there. And
we'll get to them. Yeah. We'll post them and get
For sure.
So, I haven't had time to get to the truck stop interviews because we've been podcasting, so we're doing so much. It's like, man, I gotta get my butt in order and,
I gotta wait this way.
Get the YouTube, get the YouTube stuff going. You know what I mean? So,
for
all
sure.
All in time, and we're gonna have fun with it. My friends all tell me I should just go film myself walking through Walmart because, I'm the guy that walks through Walmart. We played around last week. I had to go buy some stuff at Walmart while I was in town, and so I was going around convincing all these people that I'm a famous TikToker, and I wanted them to do a TikTok video with me, and I couldn't get anybody to do it, but.
You gotta be that
Walmart
group of
and
guys.
Red Bluff. No one would do it.
I love.
No. Bend Oregon.
Oh shoot.
Even better.
Oh,
Bend Oregon. I met this old lady. It was hilarious, dude. I met this little old lady at Walmart, and she's working there. And I walk up to him. I'm like, she's like, "What are you looking for?" And I said, "What?" I got actually the headphones I got on. I said, "Oh, I'm looking for these headphones." She goes, "Yeah, what do you do?" I said, "Oh, I'm a famous TikToker." I'm not, but I'm a famous TikToker, and I make videos. And she goes, "Oh, I love TikTok. Let me show you my TikTok." And she pulls her phone open, dude, and she scans through her phone and she opens up. I go, "You got more followers than I do. You want to do a dance or what?"
Hey, are you that TikTok? Hey, you want to do TikTok?
No, dude. She did. She had like 3,000 more people than I did.
Wow.
I started my page. I'm like, we're going to do a dance. And I swear it was hilarious when I was walking out of there. She's like, "So next time you come through Bend, Oregon, you better show up and do a dance with me."
That's awesome.
Stuff on TikTok.
That's some of my favorite stuff. Like the guy in the romper and the big old long beard that pushes the cart, and people just look on him and he's like doing his dance. Like that's some of my favorite ones.
I went into Best Buy when I was trying to look for some camera stuff, and it's been fun. And I walk up to this guy and I go, "Hey," I go, "So I'm this like big TikTok guy, and I want to know if you'll do this TikTok with me." And he's like, "Well, what do you mean?" And it was the Ford Ranger video, when it was first out. This ain't this is a mother effing Ford Ranger. And I go, "So here's what we're gonna do." And he goes, "What's that?" And I said, "We're gonna walk up to a washing machine, and I'm gonna, you're gonna show me the washing machine, and then I'm gonna look at it and go, 'Look, this is my mother effing Ford Ranger.'" And he goes, "I don't know if I can do it, but look, hold on one second." And it was hilarious. He goes over to the customer service and he's like, "I think I got someone that'll do it." And I hear him go on the radio and they're like, "We got a TikToker in here. Does any of you guys want to do a video with a TikToker?"
No way.
I swear to God. And
that's awesome.
He said he'll have somebody, but he just had to call for him. That's awesome.
He did, dude. He did. And everybody's looking around. And I'm like, "What? None of you guys want to do a video with me?" And I stood there for like 20 minutes and they're all talking to each other. "Is this guy real?" He's like, "Yeah, he's real. He's real. You come do a video with him." And everybody's like, no, I ain't doing it. I'm scared. I ain't doing it. I'm like, I give up on you guys. And I ended up leaving, but it was hilarious.
That is great. That is great.
It's a fun I like to have.
Hey, oh, sorry, sir. As we're winding down, if anybody does have any questions, feel free to post them in the comments, and then we can answer them at the end. Maybe you have a question for Eric Villette here. Maybe about the truck jamboree. If you got a truck you haven't heard about, I don't know if somebody hasn't heard about this. What rock are they under?
Yeah,
I mean, if you're in the trucking industry, you probably heard about it.
West Coast is gonna be changed, bro. I'm telling you right now.
Now you need to get it over to the East.
There's a lot of cool shows, guys. I don't know if you guys follow everything on the West Coast, but there's a lot of cool
Trucking for Kids is cool.
So Trucking for Kids, it was bought by 10-4 magazine. So that's going to be a cool show. We got the Souza truck show. It's a memorial truck show for his kid.
Yep.
His kid and wife had passed away.
Dyslexia.
Show for dyslexia. You got Bobtail Apparel that's going to be putting on their first show this year.
Oh, nice.
It's in October. But it should be all right. I'm going to, help him out with some things. We talked today. I told her I'd give her a hand and help her towards, working on it.
So since you brought that up, drop the Vegas.
So I'm working with a guy right now too that has a mini truck show down in Las Vegas. It's
mini trucks, Mike.
Why do you
say
that?
Bro.
I was into lowriders.
Yes, you were. Oakdale, bud.
That wasn't an Oakdale thing.
It's a mini truck lowrider show, and they're adding semi trucks.
Just because I had a mini Chevy Blazer that was slammed.
Yeah.
That was four-wheel
Santa
drive.
Clara.
It was four-wheel drive slammed.
Slam four-wheel drive.
What the heck?
Yeah. Well, it's all you got to do is turn the torsion bars. It drops the front end.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
So, and then my buddy, he had the same exact truck. He actually had it first. My buddy Daryl had one, and he had hydraulics and everything. I mean, he had 412. I mean, that thing was ridiculous. We were very well known in the Central Valley.
Santa Clara styling, baby.
No, this was all out here. That was Oakdale, that part. But
so yeah, it's gonna be at the Bally's on the strip.
Nice.
That's gonna be dope, dude.
Yeah. No, I'll post some stuff up on it this week. All the flyers and everything we're working on. If we can get 150 rigs out there, it'd be a great first year.
Yeah, especially because you're adding to a show that's already there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's wild. It's never ending.
So I know you don't have a lot of time because you're always doing something, right? But when you do have a minute to slow down, or what's the drink of choice? What's the ice cold beverage of choice?
See, you would laugh. I'm not a drinker. I don't have enough
that's
time
fair.
to drink.
Hey, our last guy.
Iced tea.
I'm a Pepsi. What is it? A Pepsi Max drinker.
Pepsi does that have more caffeine or something in it?
It does. It's
okay.
a sugar-free caffeinated. Of course, I haven't been able to have them for a few days. I haven't been able to hardly drink anything for a few days, but so my head's going.
Let's talk about that real quick. So we mentioned it as we were coming in, but we didn't really talk about it. So last night I see the post on Facebook in the hospital. I'm like, I text Eric.
This might be a problem.
This might be a problem.
Yeah.
And he got back this morning. He's like, he says he's good.
I'm like, the dude sounded legit. I mean, he just spent the night in the hospital, but hey, other than that, he's good to go. And drove home 6 hours.
Yeah, I was sitting in the hospital working still. So, it's part of my life. Unfortunately I ended up with diverticulitis, and it is what it is. But, I spent 2 days on the road sick as a dog and didn't know what was going on. And, after I could barely load last night, I decided to take a trip to the hospital and found out what it was and spent the night in the hospital and back on the road this morning. So
2 days ago, he goes, "Oh man, I had some food poisoning." I'm like, "Oh really? That sucks." And then last night he's like, "Oh no, I'm in the hospital. I got the diverticulitis." I mean, you say the damn thing.
We're
diverticulitis. I'm having a stroke.
Yeah.
I'm having a stroke. If anyone remembers that commercial, I'm having a stroke.
No, it's like the TikTok P. No, key. Oh, no.
It was definitely a journey. The last 2 days was probably the longest 2 days of trucking my life could ever have been through. But it is what it is. We'll get.
You just got to change some habits, right?
Yeah. I'm gonna change. Got to change the eating and everything that I get to take in, and who knows, by my show I might be 50 pounds lighter. So
hey,
we'll see how it goes.
It's not a terrible thing.
Yeah, exactly.
I think we understand that. We represent that comment.
Hey,
that's right,
dude. I love food.
Yeah.
Me too.
And
they told me I'm not allowed to have salsa. I'm not allowed to have pickles. I'm not allowed to have any of that good stuff anymore. So
anything with acid?
Man, it's anything with seeds.
Oh.
Anything with seeds, I have to stay away from.
So let me try to run through this real quick. Okay, we're wrapping up here. Second annual Frenchie's Truck Jamboree, May 2021-22. There will be a light parade show through the town of Red Bluff. Check it out. Subscribe, like, shirts, amazing shirts. Love the Hammer Lane Mafia with the flag on the top. I got comments when I wore my FJB shirt out the other night at Buffalo BJ's,
Positive
whatever it was.
Comments or
well, it was a look, and then Cammy's like, "That lady's looking at you, Dad," and I was like, "Well, let me just." Stand up and adjust my pants, bring my waistline up a little bit, sit back down.
Could have been selling crack.
Yeah. So hammerlanemafia.com. Truck around and find out. Not on TikTok now. It's Hammerlane Mafia Eric on TikTok now. Hey, I appreciate you, man. We did a little blip a couple weeks ago. Much love for what you do. Your passion is amazing. The drive, the foresight of getting this out there. Ray LaChance, as much as you're going to say this, Ray LaChance is a better dude because of what you're doing in his life and helping him out. And I know he helped out a ton of people throughout his life, and to give back. I know that's epic for you.
Yep. Definitely. Renee's, he's my best friend now.
Yeah.
I spend as much time with him as I possibly can and try to talk to him every day. And he definitely changed my life. So
anything Eric didn't cover that you want to cover?
No, I mean, it's so Saturday night we're going to have a convoy. What he's talking about, the lights downtown, we're setting up a convoy. So basically we got a nice little 15-mile loop through the town. And we're going to be stacking up the trucks and inviting the town out and just having a great time.
Nice.
Yeah, having a great time.
So dope.
Yeah. We're just and come get your free Frenchie's tattoo. You come out and get a tattoo. We'll get you a Frenchie's tattoo, but you got to take a picture of it and like it and share it on the page. But it's on the house.
Nice. Hey, that's
be doing
branding.
a bunch of other stuff
that's
too,
branding right there at its finest.
My promotional manager said he's getting the first one. I said, okay, I'm holding you to it.
All right, Eric. Well, we appreciate your time today. Thank you. Take care of yourself, man. And I know, I think we're planning on being up there, right?
Yeah.
For the event.
Yep. We're going to put a booth right by barachasapparel.com.
Oh man, you guys are in trouble. I hope you guys got a lot of time to talk.
Oh man, I know I say that, but I'm like, hey, I wouldn't want my booth anywhere else other than by Brandon Balderas.
Oh, he's the best, man.
Yeah.
He's
awesome.
Yeah.
absolutely the
Hey,
best.
tip of my hat to you, my friend.
Yes.
Appreciate you so much for coming on.
Thanks, Eric.
We
Thanks,
appreciate
man.
it as well.
All right, buddy.
All right, you guys.
Have a good night.
Thank you.
All right, buddy. How'd you feel?
You know, it's. I'll tell you this: it's never enough time.
No.
It's never enough time, because you can sit there and talk about so many other things that we are involved in.
Right.
And I say we, and I'm being selfish because it's like we have great interviews and we have great guests that come on, and I appreciate everyone that's come on. But it's just, there's nothing like being in studio with you, my friend. I appreciate all the things that you do in the background. Like, I do appreciate everything that you do. And this table kicks ass too, by the way.
I know, we just need that. We need that rug under
Get
it.
that rug, baby,
'Cause
coming
every time
Monday.
It gets nicked, it starts sliding things to the floor.
I know. I was up against the wall, but now I'm about 3 feet from it.
As long as you don't slide into Kate's Mario Kart setup over
that was
here.
dope though too. So
Yeah, no,
man, I appreciate you guys. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Eric was awesome. Yeah, we appreciate everybody. So I did want to ask one other thing. So today we had some new intros and we had a countdown, and we would love everybody's feedback, you know, whether it's on Facebook, YouTube, your comments. Is the countdown too much, or is it pretty badass with the countdown and going to our actual intros? So I personally love them both.
Yeah.
But that's me. It doesn't mean that's what everybody likes. And the goal is that everybody out there likes it. So as you're watching, you know, all of you, make sure if you're on Facebook, go and like our page, share it, share this. I know Eric Vallette has a huge following. So hopefully a lot of those people see it. They can share, continue to grow the Frenchie's Truck Jamboree. Along with everything Hammer Lane Mafia is doing.
Thank you, Alicia.
Now you just rubbed it off to me. Now I can't even.
Thank
talk.
you, Alicia. Appreciate that.
Yes, thank you, Alicia. It was great talking to your husband.
Yeah, appreciate
and
the time.
good job
Thanks.
locking up those kids so they couldn't make any
Let
noise.
them out. Give them some mac and cheese.
Give them some mac and cheese. It's time to feed them and water them now, though.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Get on out of here.
So with that, Eric. Deuces.